This is Esther.
It's Alfred here.
Of You, Me, and Sicily. And on this episode, we're going to take you to Catania to the Festa di Saint'Agata, one of the biggest religious festivals in the world.
The devotion that these people shows to Saint Agatha goes year-round, not only for the 3 days here, Esther, that's for sure.
You know, one of the first miracles attributed to her happened shortly after she died. Mount Etna was erupting. The people went and got her red veil, placed it at the gates of Catania. Miraculously, the lava stopped, and the city was saved.
To this day, Esther, thousands of people pray to her for her intercession for miracles, and they always come true.
Enjoyed this episode of You, Me, and Sicily. Ciao!
Ciao!
For 3 days in February, Catania explodes with celebrations, religious zeal, spirituality, and tradition. From the very early morning hours of prayer and devotion to late-night fireworks and street foods, there's literally something going on at all hours during the festivities to honor Saint Agatha's courage and perseverance. Saint Agatha was born to a wealthy and noble family somewhere between 230 and 235 AD. Besides being very beautiful, unlike most women in that period, she was educated as well. Her family raised her as a Christian, and at an early age she declared she wanted to be a consecrated virgin. At the time, Catania was one of the busiest and most prosperous Roman cities in Sicily. The Roman senator of Catania was a man named Quintianus. According to tradition, upon seeing Agatha, he fell madly in love with her and started to pursue her. He demanded she give up her Christian faith. Agatha held steadfast and refused, so Quintianus started trial against her. She was brutally tortured in several ways and had her breasts cut off. But Agatha prayed and prayed that night in her cell, and miraculously, her breasts healed. In fact, now her breasts have become a symbol of her suffering, and during the festival, it has become tradition to eat cassata, a traditional Sicilian sweet cake shaped in the form of breasts called mini di Saint'Agata, or in Sicilian, minuzzi di Saint'Agata. Another sweet specialty eaten during this period is olivetta di Saint'Agata, tiny olive-shaped marzipan to symbolize olive trees she hid under, and olives she ate while running from Roman soldiers. Quintianus, enraged that her breasts healed, ordered her rolled on coal, and Agatha was martyred on February 5th, 251 AD. Every January starts the build-up to the 3-day events, February 3 to 5. Decorations start going up. Men start practicing carrying the heavy candelori around the city. It takes 8 to 12 men to parade them in a very coordinated way. Candelori are large candle-shaped structures representing the different professions in the city: fishermen, butchers, winemakers, florists, and others. A total of 11. In fact, candles are another big symbol of the festival. People bring long yellow candles or cherry as a gift to their patron saint. Others carry enormous, heavy, some weighing 85-pound candles because of a miracle that has been granted them, or they are asking Saint Agatha for one. In the early morning hours of the 4th, the devotees begin descending on Catania. Many wear traditional votive long white linen shirts tied at the waist with a cord, a black velvet cap, and they bring white gloves or white handkerchief for waving. The excitement and build-up to the day's event is remarkable to watch. There's almost a cult-like feeling to this day. Rosaries prayed starting at 5 a.m. in the cathedral dedicated to Saint Agatha. By 5:30 a.m., the cathedral is packed wall to wall with the most faithful. At 6 a.m., sunrise mass begins, with crowds overflowing into the square. Following mass, the statue of Agatha, adorned with gold, jewels, flowers, and other decorations, is brought out to the adoring crowd. This day is more tranquil than the others to follow. The crowd almost solemn, with the realization that their patron saint has appeared for the first time. Thousands of men and women pulled the cord carrying the vara where Agatha sits. On this day, the vara stops at the most holy sites. On February the 5th, the climax, the vara is pulled up and down the streets of Catania. There are more fireworks, more street foods, and celebrations into the early morning hours of the 6th, before she's returned back to the cathedral. So important is Sant Agatha in the spiritual lives of the Cantonese that they celebrate her life twice a year. The first and the most important is this festival that takes place in February and remembers her martyrdom, while the second, held on August 17th, celebrates the return of her mortal remains to the city from Constantinople in 1126, after being absent for 86 years. You know, Alfred, Sant Agatha is also the patron saint of breast cancer.
Yes, but we ate so many crispellis, we saw so many fireworks, we saw so many beautiful things on the street. She could have been the patron saint of all those things too.
Okay, if you've enjoyed this episode of You, Me, and Sicily, all of them are located in one place, www.youmeandsicily.com. We also have a very robust Facebook page, You, Me, and Sicily.
Hope to see you the next time. Ciao.
Ciao.